ਸਤਨਾਮ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ। ਇੱਕ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਸਤਨਾਮ ਕਰਤਾ ਪੁਰਖ ਨਿਰਭਉ ਨਿਰਵੈਰ ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤ ਅਜੂਨੀ ਸੈਭੰ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ ਜਪ ਆਦ ਸੱਚ ਜੁਗਾਦ ਸੱਚ ਹੈ ਵੀ ਸੱਚ ਨਾਨਕ ਹੋਸੀ ਵੀ ਸੱਚ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ 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 ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ। ਗੁਰੂ ਰੂਪ ਗੁਰੂ ਪਿਆਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਸਵਾਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀ, ਆਓ ਸਭ ਮਾਈ ਭਾਈ ਪ੍ਰੇਮ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਪਿਆਰ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਧੰਨ ਸਤਿਗੁਰੂ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਦੇ ਦਰਸ਼ਨ ਕਰਦਿਆਂ ਹੋਇਆ ਧਿਆਨ ਧਰਦਿਆਂ ਹੋਇਆ ਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਨਾਲ ਫਤਿਹ ਦੀ ਸਾਂਝ ਪਾਈਏ। ਗੁਰੂ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਸਤਿਗੁਰੂ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ, ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਦੇਵ ਜੀ, ਗੁਰੂ ਗੋਬਿੰਦ ਸਿੰਘ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਕਰ ਮੇਰਾ ਭਰਿਆ ਆਪ ਜੀ ਦਾ ਕਰ ਕਮਲ ਸਭਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਸੀਸ ਤੇ ਰੱਖਣ ਤੇ ਸੀਸਾ ਦੇਣ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। So Guru Roop Pyari Sadh Sangat Ji, with Guru Sahib Ji's Kirpa, we have now reached the 40th, the 40ਵਾਂ Hukam of the 52 Hukam Satguru Gobind Singh Sahib Ji Maharaj blessed us with Sri Hajur Sahib, Nandir. And it's as follows: Chugali karke kisi da kam nahi vigaarnaa. Meaning, do not cause ruin by gossiping about others' business. So there goes our pastime for about 90% of us Punjabis. So Maharaj is, okay, that's my joke done. Maharaj says, Chugali karke kisi da kam nahi vigaarnaa. Meaning by idle talk, ill talk, by gossiping, do not ruin anything for anyone regardless of whatever it is. And the word Chugali Gurmukho means ill spoken behind someone's back or slander done in someone's absence. That's what Chugali is, where we've contorted the truth. Really and truly, we don't even need to speak the truth about anyone. What concern do we have with anyone? Really and truly, we should be concerned with our own lives if we look at it from a Gurmat perspective. But to hear something about someone and then twist it a little and tell it to the second person, to the third person, by the time it gets to the 10th person, it's a totally whole different story. So these kind of practices, Maharaj says, we jama nahi karne. Now Gurmukho, we're all sitting here in Guru Maharaj's Sangat, regardless of whatever our own awareness may be as to why we're sitting here. Something deep down inside us if we're not already conscious about it, subconsciously, we are seeking something. What we're all seeking, Gurmukha, is something called Manadi Shanti. We may think we have Manadi Shanti, but no, when we get Manadi Shanti, all this patkana, all these problems we have in our life, they all come to an end. When a sunyara, a goldsmith, gets some gold, it's usually in an impure form. And what the sunyara does then, he puts it into the furnace and it starts to melt it. And when it begins to melt, it begins to bubble also. And Gurmukha, it keeps on bubbling until there's impurity in it. Once the impurity goes, that gold will not bubble anymore. And shant hoke tik janda. Our man, our jivan is as such. As long as we have the impurity of malpractice, the impurity of manmat, the impurity of that what is anti-gurmat, apne man kade bhi shant nahi ho sakte. There's tansik and there's mansik. Tansik is to do with our tan, our body. Mansik is to do with our internal workings. And I don't mean blood flow, I mean our thinking, our mind, our decision making. Where in this world, we're all aware that this body has many ills and ailments and diseases. If I just focus on one disease, cancer, lung cancer, the cause of lung cancer by far than any other reason is smoking. Those people that get lung cancer, they eventually give up smoking anyway. But those people that haven't come across it or don't have too much knowledge about it, you see them smoking. And what my experience has been when we speak with these people, we have friends that smoke. And when we speak with them, they'll give you all sorts of reasons that we're doing it as, we're socializing, enjoying ourselves, having a bit of fun. Some even under the banner that we only live once, so hey, do what you can while you can. But as soon as a doctor puts before them that, I beg your pardon, sorry. As soon as a doctor puts before them, say, image, even regardless though there may be images on cigarette packets, on billboards and everything else, but once it affects them personally and they see the damage it's doing to them internally, they find this will to stop it, because then they know either they're going to die or more harm's going to be done. So whatever excuses they may have at one time go flying out the window. Just as such, we also, where we got mansik rog, I just mentioned one, lung cancer. Where we've got mansik rog, we also, sorry, I beg your pardon, where we have tansik rog to do with the body, we also have mansik rog. Now when someone gets cancer, it's identified by a doctor. They may take CT scans or even actual images of it that they can see, and they see what they've got. That becomes the changing point in their life. But when it comes to mansik rog, disease of the mind and the inner body, the inner being, we have got no cameras to see this. We have got no way of seeing this unless we come here, sit in Maharaj's Sangat, and then through Guru Maharaj's Upadesh, their teaching, their Katha, Sri Gurbani Ji, we then begin to envisage. That becomes the image of what rogues they are. We've all heard of the 5 big vices that we're told to stay clear of, which is Kam, lust, Krodh, anger, Lobh, greed, Moh, attachment, and the mother of them all, Hankar, which is self-ego. Even though we hear 5 of these, and these, most of us have only probably heard of 5 of them, but there are many, many, many other things that are considered as malpractice, just as smoking is a malpractice, which leads to disease. There are many other things that we should not practice, which are toxic for us spiritually. And just to mention a few of them, there's Nindya, slander, Chugali, the Visha, the topic of today's gossip. There's Irka, jealous, for no reason whatsoever, getting jealous with people. There shouldn't be any reason anyway. Jealous, irka, frame, deceit, chori, theft, yari, cheating, dishonesty, thuggi, conning, so on and so forth. There are many, and when we practice these things, even though we may not see it with our own eyes like an image, however, it goes inside us, and once it's inside us, Gurmukho, the damage it does is this. Now, when we hear about the 5 vices being thieves that steal from us, what do they actually steal from us? This is what we need to ask ourselves. What they're stealing from us is the opportunity that is this life. They steal that opportunity. We don't get this opportunity again and again, regardless of what we may think. But if we go strictly by Gurbani, and even the other religions, you do not get this chance again and again. That's what they steal. And in the process of stealing, they do damage. Maharaj says, Kaam, Krodh, Kaya ko gal hai. Kaam meaning lust, Krodh meaning anger. Kaya is the body. Kaam, Krodh, Kaya ko gal hai, it makes it rotten, it makes it rot away. Even recently there was a survey, not a survey, I beg your pardon, there was a publishing in a science magazine. And what these medical professionals have done, they done whatever research they done, and they established that people who indulge in extramarital sexual activity and have numerous partners are 62% more likely to get cancer. These are early days in this research. And what does cancer do? It ruins your body. Gaal ke rakh dendi hai. So when Maharaj says Kaam, Krodh, Kaya ko gal hai, even though Satguruji Maharaj lists Kaam and Krodh, Bhai, if we stick within the rules of Kavrachana, of poetry, where 1 or 2 have been mentioned, then everything comes into it. Because if Maharaj started listing each and every single one of them, you'd have a whole paragraph just listing what Maharaj wants us to abstain from to keep away from. So when Maharaj lists Kaam and Krodh, all of these things come in, and all of these are toxic for our inner being, just as smoking and drinking and other malpractices are for our body. Now, why do we do it? Why? I've seen sometimes when I've been standing with a group of friends, and 1 or 2 of them about to go their own way, and then someone starts off a conversation about so-and-so's family. That desire to go away all of a sudden dies, and people stay there just to listen to what's going on. It's a very low-level kind of functioning, a very low-level kind of existence, but it's true. Those people that do indulge in gossip will know that there's nothing more better as Karn Ras. Karn Ras is mean Ras of the ears. Even though there's no Ras and Karn Ras is not listed in them, but it's an ang of them, it's a part of them. They start getting pleasure of hearing either about someone's misfortune or whatever has gone wrong in someone else's life, and for some reason, I don't know why, we take pleasure from it. And when we take pleasure from it, that's what gets us involved further and further. So whether we listen to gossip, or whether we do gossip, and when we normally do gossip ourselves, rather than just listening to it, we got to think, what kind of human beings are we? Because this form, the human form, this opportunity, the human life, Akal Purkh Vaheguru Maharaj did not make this for us to function at a very low level way. The way Akal Purkh Vaheguru made man, the way Satguruji made man, is to function at a very high level, by very high standards of truth, contentment, diligence, being courageous, being संतोख वाला होना चाहिए जीवन, being a जीवन where we don't even go near anything that is considered bad in Gurmat. So when we're doing these kind of actions, we're living a very low kind of lifestyle, and that, what does that tend to do as humans? What does that reflect about us? that we are really hollow individuals. Not only hollow, we're taking in those things into our inner being, like we heard about the sauna that's been smelted, and it keeps on bubbling until there's impurities in it. Here, when we're listening to gossip or partaking in anything else of that nature, it's like taking a bucket load of impurities and throwing it in every single time. Koi shanti aun lagdi hai, bhavan nahi bhi shanti audi, taan we just adding more and more to it. Now, what are the effects of gossiping? Gurmukha, look, to us, benti ya saran de charna, this is to nobody here whatsoever. This starts with me. For us, it may be nice, maybe warm, maybe pleasurable to listen about someone else's daughter or son having gone through a bad patch, divorce, or whatever reasons. The reasons are many. But for the person that's going through it, they're already going through grief or heartache, and we're just adding to that. There's enough misery out there already than for us to then start transmitting bad energy and bad kind of waves back into the universe. Now, when we're doing this, what's the effects it has on the person? If I speak ill of someone, for example, if someone's been caught drink driving, and if I'm a right gossip head and I said, oh, pehlo bahut charda pinda, oda pyo bhi pinda, odi maa bhi pindi, plana pinda, tenkda pinda. Once that comes round back to the person, they're already going through some kind of misfortune, and all we're adding to them is grief to that already grief that they're going through. And yet, if we sit here, or we sit on our bed every single evening and we read Siri Suela Sahib, and then we say, Sabha mein jyot, jyot hai soe. We're saying, Sabha mein jyot, jyot hai soe, that the light of God is in everyone. But then are we recognizing that when we're talking ill of people? When we're up here and we do ardas, and we're all standing here, it's not just the Granthi Singh who's doing ardas. What business has he got with anyone? He's Guru Ka Wazir. When he's doing ardas, we're all collectively doing ardas. And what do we read in ardas? Maharaj, asi akhi dekh ke andit kita. That whatever we may have seen about someone, even though it may not be good, we've made it unseen. And then, again, maaf kare gurmukh to nobody here whatsoever. Then if we go downstairs and sit on the table where our uncles sit, and we talk about every single person that we know, apa kuch nahi undid kita. What it is, we couldn't digest what we saw, and now we're spewing it out to another 7 people, who go and spew out to another 7 people each. So, age of practice here, whatever we do when it comes to gossiping, not only are we causing harm to others, but it all comes back to us. In Sri Japji Sahib, we may not see the severity and the far-reaching implications of what gossip does, but it can ruin people's lives. In Sri Japji Sahib, Maharaj, in Asankh diyan paudiyaan, Maharaj says, Asankh gal vad hatya kama hai. Maharaj says there are countless. Now I'm going to give 2 arth here. Asankh means countless. Maharaj says there are countless asankh gal vad that cut people's throat, hatya kamahe, and commit murder. But now let's go to the other arth of this. Asankh, countless, gal, jihde pa gal kari diya, vad, ਉਹ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਹੀ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਵੱਢ ਕੇ ਰੱਖ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਆ. ਹੱਤਿਆ ਕਮਾਏ, they are committing murder too. And if we ask how, even by British law, before domestic abuse, you had to physically hit your partner. Man, woman, woman, man, vice versa, doesn't matter. For it to qualify as abuse. Now, even if you use words that are damaging the person over whatever period of time, it may be considered as bullying, but now the sentencing for that is going to start to become as equal as you physically hitting someone. In my view, if you hit someone, I think you would be less than to verbally carry on attacking a person. When we use words against someone, the scars of that can last for a long time. The healing of that can take ages. We can do more damage if we hit someone, not that I'm saying we should hit someone, but if we hit someone, a few days later, maybe a couple of hours later, there may be no more pain. But the words we speak can cause pain for such a long time. And when we're gossiping about people, one individual, this person gossips about this individual to this person. This person then tells God knows how many more. I don't know how many this person is going to tell. It just becomes a web spurned around that one individual whose life becomes a misery. So asank gal vad ਆਪਾਂ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਜੋ ਕਿਸ ਨੂੰ ਵੱਢਦੇ ਨੇ is called character assassination, and character assassination is something you can prosecute someone by in a British court of law. So even here, when we're using words, we may think they're only words, but it's such a toxic thing we're doing, not only to the person who we're talking about, but to us as well. There's a karmic side of this. Maharaj कहते Prani is me. Maharaj said, you come here to Laha lena hai. Laha is to gain. To gain what? To gain Maharaj's Upadesh. To get me out of this chakkar. But what am I doing? The contrary. I'm not listening to Maharaj's Upadesh, I'm acting against it. And I'm involving myself more and more in the lives of others. And when we involve ourselves in the lives of others, using this kind of a practice, Chugali, what tends to happen is we tend to draw their karma onto our own lives. It's all well and good when the fire is on in somebody else's house, but we find out what it's like when our own house is on fire. So if we can't help someone, then let's not cause more damage towards anyone. And gossip, I don't think other than the newspapers anyone's ever benefited from gossiping. And we are not newspapers. We are not traders and merchants of lies and fibs. So Maharaj says, Aksank galvat hatya kamahe. If we're killing people just by words, then our jivan inside is no less than those murderers are doing with physical action. This is not the practice of a Gurmukh. The practice of a Gurmukh is to come here and sit here and learn Guru Sahib Ji's way. And what is Guru Sahib Ji's way? Again, going back to Sri Japji Sahib, Dhan Sat Guru Nanak Dev Sahib Ji Maharaj in the 38th, in the 38th padi, Guru Patsha Maharaj Kirpa Karde. Maharaj tells us what our way is right at the end of Sri Japji Sahib. Maharaj says, Jat Pahara, Tiraj Sunyar. Maharaj says, make Jat. Pahara is a place where a goldsmith does his business. Maharaj says, make your business like a goldsmith's. Jat. Now, the arth of Jat, some people mistake it. They think it means totally to abstain from sexual practice. No, it's total abstinence of sexual practice outside of your marriage. But it does not stop there. Jat here means to abstain from absolutely every single thing that's going to be toxic, that's going to be poisonous to our Gursikhi Jivan. Jat Pahara, when we come and sit here and we reflect, Maharaj says, pehli sab to cheez ki pakad karni jat vich rehna. Jat Pahara, abstain from everything that is against Guru's Upadesh. Tiraj Sunyar. Now we may have abstained from many things. We come here, we give up doing X, Y, Z. Then don't expect results overnight. Tiraj. Maharaj says, make patience, become patient, and slowly progress like the countless Gursikhs that have progressed in our history, countless that are progressing now, and countless in the time to come. Tiraj Sunyar. Maharaj says, now that you've set your business up, and you've made Jat your house, your dwelling, the goldsmith in there should be your tiraj, your patience. Ehran mat. Our thinking should be like the anvil on which a goldsmith beats the gold again and again to remove whatever impurity that may have even still stayed in there after smelting it. जत पहारा धीरज सुनियार अहरण मत वेद हथियार. The goldsmith, the Gursikh, having made his mind the anvil, Ved, Hathiyar. Ved means Gyan. What Gyan is Guru Sahib Ji talking about? From Ik Oankar to 18-10 beats, Aad Sri Dasam Granth, Sarb Lok Granth, Bhai Nand Sahib Diyan Ghazਲਾਂ, Bhai Sahib Bhai Gurdas Ji Maharaj Ji Di Bani, our Sunehri Ityas. This is the Gyan. Make this your Hathiyar. Hathiyar means Hath te Yar. ਜਿਹਦੇ ਹੱਥ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੈਪਨ ਆ ਜਾਵੇ ਨਾ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਹਥਿਆਰ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ. ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਮੇਰੇ ਹੱਥ ਦਾ ਯਾਰ ਆ. A tool is also a ਹਥਿਆਰ. ਹੱਥ ਦਾ ਯਾਰ ਆ for you to progress in your business as a weapon helps you progress and win in battle. Ved Hathiyar, Maharaj says the Gyan that we're listening to here, make this our Hathiyar. Paho Khalla. If you've seen a furnace in a blacksmith's or even a goldsmith's shop, they've got this instrument. It's made of khal, leather, and it's got a spout on it. When you lift it up and you compress it, it draws in air and it forces it out the other way. And whether they've got coal or whatever they've got in there, that's why it's called a blast furnace. Once the air blasts into there, it raises the temperature of the coal, which then helps melt whatever you're trying to melt. Paho Khalla. Make your fear. What's the fear of? The fear of is Maharaj. Whatever you have taught me, main kite to bahar na chal jawan. Whatever your gur mat is, main ede vich ravan. That's the Paho Maharaj is talking about. Paho Khalla. Agan tapatao. Agan is the fire which is in the furnace. Maharaj says make your tap, your tapasya. Tapatao, what the Rikhi Muni yogis used to do, they used to have 4 fires. 1, 2, 3, 4, and they'd sit in the middle. So if the fires are like this, they would sit in the middle, not of the fire, of the line of direction, and the heat would keep coming to them and they would learn to bear it. That was the tapasya of the old day. The tapasya of now to Gursikhs is the highest tapasya of all. Agan tapatao. What is the tapasya Maharaj Sahib Ji wants us to do? Maharaj says Gur Seva Tapa Sir Tapasar. Maharaj says above all other tapasya, jiri Guru di seva hai na, ਇਹ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਵੱਡੀ ਤਪੱਸਿਆ. And if we ask Maharaj ਇਸ ਭਾਂਡੇ ਧੋਣੇ ਸਾਡੀ ਸੇਵਾ ਹੈ. ਨਮਸਕਾਰ to those Gurmukhs downstairs ਜੋ ਭਾਂਡੇ ਧੋਂਦੇ ਝਾੜੂ ਫੇਰਦੇ. All of their seva are far greater than I can ever achieve. But ਜੇ ਭਾਂਡੇ ਧੋਂਦੇ ਆ ਝਾੜੂ ਫੇਰਦੇ ਚੁਗਲੀ ਕਰੀ ਗਏ, then we're pouring in with one hand and it's going out with the other hand. But on top of those seva, the biggest seva is Gur ka sevak आज्ञाकारी. Maharaj says only he is my sevak. जो आज्ञा दे विच रहिंदा, मेरे हुक्म दे विच रहिंदा, what I say ओदे विच रहिंदा. गुर के सेवक की निर्मल रीत. Maharaj says that सेवक जेड़ा मेरा हुक्म कमांदा ना, ओदी जिहड़ी रीति है, his conduct, it must be nirmal, and when it's nirmal, then only it's seva. And we heard about how these impurities in our lives, how we let these things in that are damaging to us, that is mal, mal. To stop doing them is when we become nirmal. Moving on from there, then Maharaj says Panda Pao. When we live by Guru Sahib's Upadesh, we sit here, go through the process that we just heard, then Panda Pao, then our Panda. The Panda is where once the gold has been smelted, they pour it into, that's called a Panda. Our Jivan, our life becomes that Panda. Keda Pao. Pao means Prem. The person who's done those 4 things that we've heard in the aforementioned 4 panktiyan, oda Prem Guru naal baj janda. Panda Pao. Then in there, Maharaj says Amrit Titatal. The Amrit that we take, Amrit Shaki Dana, that's the very first step. From there on, when we carry on, then fir jaake amrit prapt hunda. Now Maharaj says, Panda pao amrit tittar. After doing all that, then Guru Parameshwar puts the amrit inside us. Only when our riti has become nirmal. And if we as Gursikhs, so when Guru Maharaj gives this hukam, Guru ji di sochni hai na, Guru ji di drishti hai. I could, forget me, no one can sit here and ever completely explain it. Bahut lambi hai. On the face of it, what was the hukam? We chugli nahi karni. Then we get to understand we kyon nahi chugli karni, because as long as there's male inside us, Guru the Sikh da truly male nahi hona. And the only rishta Guru has got with his Sikh is Atma da Paramatma de naal male karna. Doesn't matter how long it takes. And if we keep injecting male into ourselves by doing one of these big things like Chugali, then that male rishta is never going to happen. So Maharaj says, Panda pao amrit tittal, kadiya sabd, sachi taksal. Eithe bisram de dena. I'm not going to carry on with the two pankti ahead. Kadiya sabd. When a sculptor sculpts his sculpture, it's called karma. So Guru Maharaj is saying to us, sculpt your jivan, sculpt your jivan. Kidda Maharaj kariye? Kariye sabd. By sabad. Now when we hear sabad, there's some Katha panthis that I don't know where they come from. वो कहते कल्ला गुरु ग्रंथ साहिब जी महाराज दी बाणी दा शब्द है. No, जो गुरु ने बोलता वो गुर बाणी आ. It's all शब्द. जो भी गुरु ने बोलिया होवे. I'm not on about any other Tom Dick or Harry. जो गुरु पाठ, there's some शब्द like the Nihal Singhs they read Brahm Kavach. Now लोग के कहते कित्थों आंदा? Guru Har Gobind Sahib Ji Maharaj to aaya. But you won't find it anywhere. There's another shabd by Satguru Har Gobind Sahib Ji. Akhi katta, muh vich datta, bol na sakke, bit bit takke, marya takka Guru Har Gobind ka, sadka Babe Nanak da. The Jujaru Singhs used to do abhyas of this shabd when they used to go out doing missions. But you can't find it anywhere other than a few old granths. So जो Guru said कि ने कहता these पंक्तियाँ this 40वां हुक्म भी चुगली नहीं करनी, ये भी गुरबाणी है. And it being गुरबाणी, Maharaj says कड़िया है. आधा जीवन करो, sculpt your जीवन from within with sabd. सच्ची टकसाल. Taksal is a mint, not the putana that we eat. Is a mint where coins are minted. In the world there are many types of wealth. There's the worldly wealth, and then there's the spiritual wealth, and then there's Gurbani wealth. Maharaj says this is the Sachi Taksar, this is the true wealth. Use this. Ada Jivan Karan. Gurmukha, I'm going to go really over time. So Aithe Samapti ya, Aithe Bisram ya Khema, Samapti thale jadon Bhuvanjama Hukam hoga udo hoegi. So Gurmukha, the Hukam from Guru Sahib Ji with Chugli nahi karni. We've just touched on why we don't do it, how it's poisonous to us, and how the practice of a Gursikh should really be. So Aithe Dinne Basram Maharaj di Kripa de naal Das would like to thank Dhan Satguru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj Sache Paatshah and Aap Ji Guru Ki Sangat. Thadi Kripa de naal, thade aasre de naal, Maharaj Satguru Kalpur Kawai Guru Ji de aasre de naal aa Diwan Sajde and been happening for the last 6 years. So next week, please come again. It's by Amarjeet Singh Ji's Wari, I believe. And until then, Guru Ki Sangat, Bakshani ho gaya, Aini Pul na chukka, Aap Ji da Bacha jaan ke, Sevak Das jaan ke, Khima karna. Until next week, aao sab Guru Sahib Ji Maharaj na Gurfateh di Sanj paiye. Vaheguru Ji ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji ki Fateh.